coming out of spring. The biggest thing we wanted to work on as a group was consistency. And I think there's some elements you see us continually getting better in some small things. And to me, that's going to be the consistent part that we need. We need to be able to go out there and on a daily basis stay with our track, stay with our reads. And I think the kids, for the most part, did that. And hopefully we can do that for another 14, 15 practices moving forward in fall camp.
Overall, throughout the spring, I feel as though we progressed greatly from the first day that I stepped on campus until now. The biggest thing with them, we're a relatively young position group, so the biggest thing about them was just getting them reps and getting them exposed to playing. Throughout the spring, they definitely raised their level of competition. I also relayed to them that it's important that they keep that same hunger all the way through the summer.
Overall, this spring, I thought we improved from the practice one through the spring game. Second year in kind of a revamped running scheme. Guys seem to respond well, understand it a little bit better. One thing that what I liked and the offensive staff liked is that our young guys were able to get a lot of reps. That helped to develop some depth on the offensive line. So looking forward to have a really good August camp.
We have a few veteran returners, guys like Joe Craven, Sloan Klasky, Brian Jones, and then Mike Alexander, who's really picked it up over the spring. And certainly I'm excited to see what he can do when we can get him on the field and get him a lot of snaps in game situations. We had some young guys that really took some strides. One in particular, Justin Whitted, who is from Farmington Hills Harrison, and he's a kid who's ultra athletic. He's got some length, and he's really kind of picked up the nuances of what we're trying to do on defense, and excited to see how he progresses over the summer as we kind of get ready to start the fall season of 2016. The spring special teams here was exciting because we were implementing some new things and trying to get some guys in some positions for them to be explosive, to be playmakers on the field. Certainly, in particular, during the spring game, Mike King showed what he could do with the football, where he was able to pop a kickoff return and then opportunities to take the ball in a punt return situation, and perform it and be a weapon for us, which ultimately is what we're looking for. There's some pieces that we have to work with that were injured, but when we hit fall camp, I'm excited about the prospects of how we can make our special teams a weapon for us going into 2016.
I thought it was a great spring for the defensive line group. I was really excited about the unit we had coming back with not graduating anyone last year, so returning all of our players, both guys that were on the field and younger guys that were, coming up through the ranks ready to compete. So we had a great group coming back, a good mix of old and young, and I thought it was an ultra-competitive spring for the defensive line group. We got some returning starters that had great springs, Zach Adorn, Jack Jennings, Ryan Gruska, and then also at the defensive tackle position, Jordan Sandos, Kyle Cantfield, Chris Travis coming off of injury for the summer, and then Brad Meredith. So to name a few, those are guys that played a lot of football for us in the past, so really excited about the strides they made this spring. And then also a good group of young guys coming up through the ranks that, really filled out their depth and I think are going to push for a lot of playing time this upcoming fall.
First of all, I thought our offense made great strides this spring, and I think that has a big part in the way the quarterbacks played all spring long. Ryan Conklin really emerged this past spring. He threw 3 touchdown passes in the spring game. I thought he performed really well in the scrimmages and really improved a lot in terms of his understanding of the offense. Jake LeClaire, who finished the game for us and played really well against Grand Valley, had a really good spring as well. Slowed a little bit towards the end of it, dealing with a back injury, but I thought made tremendous strides and also performed really well. So I think we've got a great battle at the quarterback position. We've got 2 guys that I think are going to be ready and are going to be able to perform at a high level.
Great spring with the secondary. Our younger players rose to the occasion, and our veteran players, led the way by example. Led by Matt McCoy, safety, a returning starter, Dylan Dixon, had an outstanding spring, very productive. At the corner position, Ramal Iverson and Marvin White and Ryan Verhelst had great springs, very productive, a lot of pass breakups, a lot of interceptions. And then we had a couple, 2 really young players that had an outstanding spring, Joe Newman at the corner position and Marvin White at the corner position. So we're very excited with the future and the progress that took place this spring. and it leads into a great scenario for this summer.
Overall, tight ends, I thought we really did a nice job. We had some new guys move in there. Jason Churai moved over from defensive line from this past fall and really was very impressive. He was a big, tall, long kid that came in and provided some depth for Will, for Frank, two experienced players. And then our young guys got a lot of reps. Dorian Badami, Wade San Miguel, Logan Friedel. It was really very impressive to see us all be able to go out there. Gavin Barnes from Owasso. They all did a really nice job. Pianki from down in Detroit, he really did a nice job as well too. So the development of that group is going to be really important because you have to have depth. The amount of physicality we take is close to the offensive line. Overall, I thought the running back spring was good. I thought we created a little bit more consistency. That's what we pushed for as a group. We wanted to make sure that we could go out there and stay on the things that we had worked on throughout the past year. And I thought I saw the kids making a really good commitment to that. I thought we showed some speed. We're always going to be pushing, and that's where consistency is important. We've got to create some more explosive plays in the run game, and that comes down to the backs, the guys with the ball in their hands. That is the key element. So if we can go out there, if we can continue to have another good 14, 15 practices in fall camp, create that consistency, create some more explosive runs, that's what we're looking forward to moving into the season.